Well, hello. Today's a little entry into the days of my life. Wow. Just come on in here. We're sweating. Let's get it on.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay, thanks for sticking through the break. Sunday, and I've got some housekeeping things to do and then a couple of projects. And actually, I've got about 10 different projects and a couple of different things I wanted to show you. So I'm going to do some short videos on each one of those and then try to post them like one a day through the week. And they're all on different subjects. So, you know, who knows? You might see something different that I'm doing that you might enjoy. So I'm going to turn this around and show you the first thing. Okay, so a saw, a drill, and a pair of snips. What do those have in common? Oh, and a little stand. They used to be up in my office, but I got a new one. That's something I'll show you. During the hurricane, this plant, this tree, it's a Japanese butterfly tree or something. Hell, I don't know. Was here. And you can see the root ball down in there. Where, I mean, the root's like that big around. Gotcha. Anyways, I ripped it out of the ground and the roots were coming through the pot. So what I've already done is I trimmed off the part that was sticking out with the saw and then the snips. And I still thought that it was going to give me grief trying to just yard this thing up out of the pot. So I stuck the drill in the hole and kind of made sure that there was no clingers to the edges of the hole. And I will be attempting to yard this sucker out and onto the cardboard, where I have to chop this sucker up so we can get it to the dump in some sort of fashion that makes sense. So I don't think I want to have you watch me drop this pot on my feet when it picks up and doesn't release the thing and then falls out and busts my toes. But I got an idea that the piggy's probably going to have an issue with this, but hey, I got to do what I got to do. I'll be right back. Okay, so in retrospect, I figured instead of smacking myself senseless, I would go ahead and use the old Fiskars or Felpro or Felco or Falcos pruners and take as many of these branches off as I could get. Some of them are going to be, doing this one-handed with pruners that aren't really made for that size of a branch. It can be tedious. I have to use the old Vulcan death grip on it to get these things cut. Some of them are kind of wussy. So, additionally, by trimming these off, it'll be easier to get the little rat bastard in a garbage bag and in the trunk of one of the vehicles. So yeah. So I guess what'll happen is I'll probably wind up having to saw this here and then down there as soon as I get the root ball out of the pot. And then we can put the whole thing into a bag. So I figured I'd show you that before I yanked it out of the pot. Okay, so my first attempts to yard it out peacefully. Didn't go very well. So I got out the old Hori, which is basically a plant K-bar. And I'm just kind of making sure the edges, because the pot is fat and then thin. So getting it to release right at the lip here is becoming troublesome. And I don't particularly want to start cutting it off in there. I just want the whole thing to come out and ideally set on that piece of paper or the cardboard box. So let's see if one-handed, this thing weighs about 55 pounds. Maybe. Let me put this down. I'll be right back. Okay, I was able to get it all into a bag, and a bag inside a milk, inside a collapsible crate, so that because I don't think if I put one bag inside the other 10 times, it'd tear it through. It's kind of heavy root ball. So now I just got to clean that mess up and get it inside that bag. Tony came out and was able to use her chainsaw. Kind of handy little deal. It's just a little battery powered 20-watt chainsaw, and it ripped through it like butter. So yeah, I would highly recommend. I don't know where she got it. I think she got it online, one of those Facebook ads. Ordered it, and it's a battery operated chain, sharp as hell. Cut right through that thing like it was nothing. So let me get that mess cleaned up, and then I'll take you out back to another one of her potting horrors that has taken on a life of its own. So now she has that pot empty that she can put a square concrete pad there over the root, and then set that back on it and put a topiary or something inside it to fill up that space there. So let me get this mess cleaned up and use a blower, and then we're gonna go that way. She has I don't know if you can see it back there. But that urn behind the chimney under the bird feeder is full of water, and I need to A, get the water out, and B, get the water out. So that's my next project on this video. Okay, this is the other one. This is all full from Hurricane Becky or Debbie or whoever the hell it was. Crazy broad hurricane, regardless of the name. So there is a drain down the center, and I've ran drills through it. I've done everything over the years, and I've consistently said we need to put wire mesh in the bottom of that to prevent crap from fouling up the drain hole. Now I'm pretty much going to insist on it. After I tilt this thing over and drain it, I'll bring you back in. Just let me try to crawl out of this area just so you can see where I'm at back in here. It's right there. It's back behind all the stuff. This is the back garden, and the stuff that's kind of empty right there, more because that's the path to get around into the back, into that French drain, and to get around to this side where there's a timer and a power outlet and stuff like that. So And there's the outhouse I made. Some of you haven't seen some of the crazy stuff that I built, but that's a outhouse that I built to look like it'd been standing there forever. And still, you know, the door open and closed smoothly and all that stuff. Looks like I need to fix a board just leaning over there. And this is a replacement of the one that I made years ago. So let me, the burbling you hear is this little fountain. And that's the outdoor dining room. But because it's shaded, it's screened instead of enclosed with glass and cooled. It's just too humid to be out there during. It's just inhumane. Just right now, not to mention to sit out there and eat. I suppose if it was the fan was on and stuff, you had ventilation, but then it's more of a non-humid part of the year. This is a fig tree that we never get figs on. Well, they grow, but the squirrels sit on that copper pipe right there and eat. And that's the dangling lights, dangling participle. And that's another little fence back there. It's not really a fence because it's not permanent. It's more of a trellis. Like that section of fencing over there, that's not a fence, it's a trellis. It's got fence posts in the ground, engineer stakes, so they can be removed. It's not cemented in the ground. Same with that. Same with that. Same with that. So it's a non-permanent structure. So, and they're grandfathered in, so it's not like anything the HOA can do anything about. So, as yet, I'm sure they'll figure out a way to screw up a good time, because that's kind of what HOAs are about. So anyways, this is the backyard. That is the behemoth that I'm going to empty and try to fix so it doesn't fill up with water again and again and again and again. Okay. I had actually videotaped me flipping this thing over on its side and draining it. And then, sorry, I'm having to crawl around through all these things, these little plants and stuff and crap that I don't really want to crush and damage. So there it is. It's empty. There's the hole. Still some crap in there. And honestly, it's sitting on blocks, but it needs to have blocks on the corners, keeping it up off the other blocks, so that it'll drain, because the drain's plugged. It's sitting flush on concrete. It's never going to drain. Plus, it needs to have mesh put in there. So I will endeavor to make Tony see reason. And let me see if I can crawl back out of here. This is a back view of the whole situation. She's got herself a couple of Japanese maples. There's one there. And then this was kind of an old one here. Probably expensive as hell, the size it is. And we've got a couple of, we've got a bunch of different types of trees. I don't know if they're deciferous or biciferous or deciduous, or I don't know exactly what type they are. But there was a whole bunch of firs and cedars and things back here, and they got disease. There's another one here similar to that one, and it just spread like wildfire. We had one over here, and we had two more over here and back over here. So this whole backyard was encased in pretty big, well, by now they'd be the size of that one there, or that one. And something got them, and fungus, and before we were aware of what was happening, they were just eat up, and we had to take them out. So this is a replacement right there. I don't know if you can see the forest, the tree for the forest. That one's a replacement The one in the back over there is a replacement that doesn't seem to want to wake up. Then this one is a replacement that just seems to be taking off. There's one over there. There's one back there. There's a, I believe that's a bald cypress, or maybe the bald cypress that was there didn't. No, the bald cypress that lived is over there. But there's several different ones there. And there's a couple more back there. There's one back over there. And then the bald cypress is that little willowy stick looking thing. You can see right on the edge of the white window frame there. You can see the top of it sticking up right there. I don't know how well it's being seen. Let's see if I can look at it from the side. The biggest thing is I really don't want to walk into a snake when I don't have anything to wallop it with. But there's one, that's a replacement. But this little spindly thing right there is a bald cypress, or what's left of one. We'll see if it survives. We've managed to kill all of them that we put back here, so I don't know what the hell the deal is. But there's a bunch of firs of different type, or plants of trees of different types, evergreen, that will eventually grow back in and give us some privacy back here. It was like a big privacy hedge is what it was. And when they caught whatever it was, and it just had some sort of fungus. And before we caught it, it was just, like I said, killed everything, so I had to cut it out. And so that's where all this stuff came from. And so yeah, the old fire chimney, a metal one, and that's full of split pinon wood from Lowe's. I think in another video I had mentioned that was the best smelling wood, and that's what it looks like right there. Little stub pieces, and when it burns, man, it just smells awesome. Obviously, well, she's probably dumped this a couple times, but all the rain we got, it wreaked havoc on the plants. So that's another aspect. If you like gardening and stuff like that, I built that gazebo, or that pergola. Those are 10-foot long 6x6s, and so you can figure there's another 12-footers. So they're in the ground about 4.5, 5 feet. And they hit water when I was digging the holes, and just stuck them in there and threw a bag of concrete in on top of them and along the sides, and mixed it up and wet it, and they've been there for 15 years. So, and this is a Christmas cactus that I got Tony, geez, 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's beautiful. It's 3 different colors when it blossoms. It's a peach colored, kind of a chartreuse, no, not chartreuse, but a rhododendron, and kind of a pale pink, all in one. So, yeah. So, if any of this was of interest to you, do me a favor, hit the like button, consider sharing, helping an old dude grow his channel, and come on back. I've got several other videos that are on different subjects but similar, and I'm gonna get after those right now as soon as I get this thing processing. Thanks for watching. Bye.